guys, welcome to another episode of Bodyology the Movement Podcast. Ryan cannot be here today because he decided to start a home improvement project and it's taking him longer than he thought. His text is kind of funny. But yeah, how are you guys doing today?
Good.
Awesome.
Yep.
Any
Living our best
updates?
life.
How's business? How's life? How's everything?
For me, I'm slowly getting busier, so I'm excited about that. Just picked up two a little complicated clients. I can't say patients. Two complicated clients that one I'm gonna need to brush up on some schoolwork that I did behind. She's a cardiac. She requires like cardiac rehab and stuff like that, and I avoided those topics in school, so. Wasn't my favorite, so I'm gonna have to brush up on that. And then I got a brain injury client as well. So
You're just so used to seeing patients.
I know. It's hard to make that switch.
Yeah, you'll get it.
How about you, Kaleah?
It's been good. I feel like starting with spring, I feel like everybody is more comfortable. I'm sure you guys have seen that too, just like switching from, just vaccines being more available, different things like that. Everyone seems to be wanting to come out and about, which is great. I feel like it's still kind of catching up on everybody's stuff from the last year, as far as like their body's not being in the best position or getting enough self-care or all of the things, right? So it's been a lot of work.
Yeah. Good.
Aside from that, personal life, we're still in our house. So I don't have curtains anymore. It's extra bright in here. Everything's staged. I still have my two plants. I think this one is Fernando, and that's I believe Barry.
Barry?
Two, Barry and Fernando.
Gotcha.
I didn't know you had named your plants.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah. I have so few plants I can name them.
Oh.
So that's where we're at. What about you? Anthony?
My life is falling apart over here. No, I'm just playing. Everything's good. Ever since I came back from vacation, business has been very steady and busy. I actually started working with two stunt actors in Atlanta, so they're taking up a lot of my time. Because they're about 30 minutes or so away from my studio, and I actually go to their location instead of them coming to my studio. So it's different, and then just it's kind of having to learn a little bit more about how they move and getting into that like martial arts technique and understanding injuries and things like that, because that's kind of how more stunt actors move. So it's been fun and interesting for sure. So
yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's been pretty cool.
The whole research thing, like when you get a new client and trying to figure out how you can change up what you do to help to most benefit them it's always lots of fun. Like I knew nothing about jiu-jitsu before I started working with them, and then just the different ways they move and the different types of range of motion that they need in order to do things, and it's pretty cool.
You just learn so much, which is the fun part. Right now I actually have a new client where they diagnosed her with Parkinson's.
Okay.
But she does not have Parkinson's.
What?
Because as soon as I decompress her head, her shoulder, the tremor stops.
Huh.
That doesn't happen with Parkinson's, So she's working with me. She's working with a massage therapist, like Cairo, an energy person. I can't remember the specific name. And she's getting some good results, which is good.
Good.
But that was definitely having to hit the books. I was like, hold on. Like,
how old is she?
I think she's like mid-50s.
Okay.
Yeah. She's very active. She's a CrossFitter.
Yeah, and that's
yeah, so it's definitely something different.
That's a little early, yeah.
So yeah, but that's kind of my deal right now. And I'm still working on my certification, so that's taking up the majority of my time.
Yeah, I'm about to join you on that too.
It's a lot of studying.
Yep.
I haven't seen my wife in like 30 hours.
I tell all my clients I'm stuck on chapter 9. I'm just gonna die on chapter 9.
I feel you.
It's terrible.
Oh man. Well, today we have a really good topic. I feel like everyone can benefit from and just kind of take ideas and grow with it and stuff like that. So Kaleah, why don't you tell us today's topic?
Ooh. Pressure.
Came up with it.
I think we want to discuss a little bit about the aesthetics of an office, of having a space, the functionality of it, as well as the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. I think it contributes so much to somebody's experience, or if it's more of a treatment versus an experience, or there's so many things like that. But and just kind of our goals, as well as where we're at now, what we don't like, all of the things. Should we have Rod go first, since he has some exciting news?
Sure. So I just signed a lease to a new apartment, and I move in August. That's the right one. Yeah, August 3rd. I always say October, so I have to make sure it's August. But August 3rd, and they actually have a bonus room that I am going to turn into a studio.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. As far as decorating, I am a guy, so I know no idea how to do any of that. But let's see, likes and don't likes. So for my clients, I usually just base it on them with as far as atmosphere. I'm not the one that likes the sounds of the ocean or white noise or whatever you guys whatever you guys play, or the not elevator music, but whatever type of music.
Lo-fi type stuff.
Say it again.
The lo-fi type stuff.
No, not lo-fi. It's weirder than that. Like my own stuff.
New age.
But I don't know what it is. But anyways, I play more like, I feel like my sessions are more like a treatment session. Like I'm playing actual music. First thing I ask them is like, hey, what do you want to listen to today? Like, and if they want a calm, relaxing music, I put on whatever they feel like maybe some, I don't know, Otis Redding or something like that. But most of the time, like I have a client that was like, let's do classic rock or something like that. And that's literally our session. Or whatever you want to listen to is whatever we listen to. And it's more of me talking to the client, or we'll talk about our day, talk about our week, talk about anything, rather than us just sit in silence and listen to white noise or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some days that I don't want to talk to people and we just listen to music. And there's some days my clients don't want to talk to me. So you just
play it by ear.
Yeah, play it by ear and stuff. But as far as like ambiance or whatnot, that's all I got.
All of it?
I'm right there with you. So I have a Bluetooth system in my studio. So as soon as they walk in, I tell them, what do you want to listen to? Do you want to connect your phone? Are we listening to music, like lyrics, or are we listening to instrumental? Do we want elevator music? Do we want like what's the vibe we're going for today? And 9 times out of 10, they either want just like hip hop instrumental music to just kind of like relax while we're still talking. Like there's no extra vocals that are distracting them from their session. So we'll do like the hip hop instrumental. And then there's some clients who are like, nah, just play whatever. And they want like explicit, they want like, because I have like a whole bunch of playlists on my tablet, so they could just pick which station they want to listen to from my Apple Music. And they would just pick it, and it's like whatever they want. I don't care. It's their session, not mine, you know?
No, that's
So,
actually smart. Just hand over the tablet to them. Like,
yeah, because it's right there. So I have my iPad that's like right there on the shelf, and they'll just scroll through it. I have like a whole bunch of playlists on there. There's also like the radio, like all this stuff that's on Apple Music, that they could just pick. I have some clients that will play like Christian music, and then some clients that will play straight up Cardi B, explicit version. So it just depends on what the vibe is for them. And then I try keeping it not too high, just enough to where we're able to still have a conversation, but the
yeah,
music
exactly.
still
Like
playing, you
whisper
know what I mean? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I feel like the biggest thing that I've started doing now that's made a big difference is turning off the lights.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
turn off the lights and I have a like a spotlight that's behind my shelf, like my bookshelf. So it lights up in the back of the bookshelf and it lights up the whole room, but like a very dim. And it actually helps the clients relax a lot more.
Yeah, calms down that nervous system.
Yup, and you feel it when you're moving them, when you're stretching them. They're more relaxed. They don't have like this fluorescent light hitting them in the face and stuff like that. So that's definitely what I do. Plus, it keeps the room a little cooler when the lights are off.
The real reason.
The real reason. My room is hot. I hate it.
Yeah.
But
for me,
it is.
I agree absolutely with music choices. Sometimes we will have people request, like, I don't want any lyrics in here. I want something that's more traditional, be that piano music or classical or lo-fi spa music, which
and that's the thing. You're more spa, we're not.
Yeah.
But we aren't. So that's not what we play typically.
Well, you do massage.
Yeah.
Yes. And we do not do well, so I'd say like what we do, people come in and they're like, they have so many questions, right? Like, so I, like when I see your treatments and your posts, that's what we relate to most is like more of a treatment side of things, more medical and sports. So anyways, but with like all of those genres, I think people get kind of used to the norm, right? You walk into a session, you expect to hear something like that. But we have two playlists that we really love that are kind of our go-tos. One is definitely hip hop. It has a lot of Mac Miller, some Atmosphere, some Brother Ali's on there. Lots of different people. But so we really love that one. We both love Mac Miller. So, depressing hip hop. And the other one is more of like alternative grunge, classic rock, some Black Keys, some Modest Mouse, Radiohead, that sort of thing. So those are our main ones. But of course, like we'll go on tangents. I love Jack White, so we end up playing a lot of Jack White. But there are a few clients, and we always go. We'll probably walk out of the session and like look at each other and be like, we have to listen to this for an hour. But it'll be fine. It's all good. All right, it's to comfort level with people as well. What else? I do like that you guys have, with Anthony, that you have them have access to it, like, and feel comfortable just walking up and changing it. I love that.
I mean, it's
a great idea.
Session, you know?
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. One thing I will say, so I think definitely like that dimmer lighting helps with the nervous system. I would love, love, love to have some natural lighting in our studio, like some windows. I'm like, I am in need of some vitamin D, ladies. Like, not okay. I feel like that too, like so many people don't get outside enough. And so just having access to outside or I've always wanted more plants in our treatment room too. I love the idea of having a space where everything feels green and fresh and that there's natural light, but still dimmer. You know, goals, right?
Yeah.
One day.
One
What
day.
about you?
So
What about you guys?
I got a question for you guys, actually. I was actually thinking of mounting up a TV just for clients that would might want to watch sports or ESPN or something like that. I know you guys are like, what, the whole place. Like, how do you feel about that?
I have some issue with it.
Huh?
It
Sorry.
depends. Like, I think when, I don't know, like, if you add electronics into the room, now you have a distraction from the nervous system.
Isn't that a good thing?
Sometimes, but not when you're trying to get goals, when you need the body to relax.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
But, I mean, you know, to each their own.
Yeah.
Now, like, if you had, now thinking like long-term, not just like your studio in your apartment, like thinking long-term when you actually do have like a gym facility and you have like treatment rooms and stuff like that. In the actual gym facility, yeah, you can have TVs. It's whatever, you know. Same thing in the waiting room. You can add a TV in the waiting room and have sports playing, or you know, just something that ties that in. But I feel like with everyone in society just constantly looking at screens, you have those that, what is it, like the blue light or whatever coming from the screens that are gonna just not relax the nervous system. That's my personal opinion.
So I kind of feel similarly. I don't know a lot about this as well. So if either of you know more, I feel like frequencies, right? Like you're also getting radio frequencies, right? From that electronic device.
That.
I don't know if that has an effect on the nervous system, or I assume it does, but I don't know. I feel like most people, when they choose something to watch, choose something that excites them in some way, that gets some sort of response from their nervous system, be that in adrenaline or excitement, right? Like it is in a lot of ways that sympathetic response, be that from sports or from movies. We like intensity and all of that. So I don't know.
That makes
opinions.
sense. Like, sometimes I do get clients, like, especially if they come to my home, they're like, oh yeah, just put on ESPN or put on, like, I don't want to listen to music today. Let's rewatch that game that happened last night. Cause sometimes I put on ESPN, especially Saturday mornings. I'm trying to wake up and stuff. So I have a client that I see at 7 and he's like, yeah, just put on ESPN.
And that's the thing.
Watch the game last night.
If you're already doing that, then your clients are used to that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
Then I think it's fine.
Yeah.
You can have it.
And you're not seeing a negative effect with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do that 100%. I haven't done that with any of my clients because I don't have a TV in my room.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say the one thing that is kind of a pet peeve for me is like, and it's not so much with a TV show, but it's more of when people have their phones. I have some real estate agents actually. And I'm always like, okay, so I know you have a job, but you're also so connected to your social media and your life outside of here that you can't take a moment for you.
Yep.
And I have a lot of feelings about that, just because I know how hard it is for me to disconnect from the world and actually give myself space. And so I'm just like, I really want that for you. So please allow.
I have a sign in my room that says no cell phones allowed.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So when you walk in, you put the cell phone down.
Okay. That makes sense.
Just disconnect. You can leave it on sound if you want or whatever. I don't care if you're expecting a call from someone. You could just tell me and I'll look over and tell you if that's the person or not, whatever. Like, but no headphones or phones on your hand.
Yeah, I never thought about that because, like, if something like a client's phone goes off, I'm like, hey, do you need that? Like, I'll stop and checking to see who it is for them and stuff like that. But I guess that's more of a negative impact than a positive one. Yeah.
Plus, not even, I mean, definitely a lot on their body, but it's also very disrespectful to us.
Yeah.
That's just what I think. Like, I don't know. It's just like you're here for your recovery session and stuff, but you can't disconnect and you're not listening to what I'm saying. Like if I tell you move this way, move that way, because you either have headphones in your ear or you're texting someone or you're on social media, like, bro.
So I don't feel the disrespect, but I'm always like, that's taking out of your session. Like that's on you, you know?
Yeah.
But I also think with athletes, it's harder. I feel like, you know, I make exceptions, but also for like new moms, I'll make an exception as well.
Oh,
like
yeah.
They're so scared, you know, like it's more just by client basis, right? But those ones that do latch onto it and need it, you know, like I have some discontent.
I will tell you a trend that I've noticed. Now, this is just something I've noticed. I don't know if you guys have noticed it too. The ones that are on their phone see the lowest amount of results in comparison to the ones that aren't on their phone. All my athletes and stuff that don't use their phone while they're in a session get results faster and they're more committed. Someone that's on their phone or whatever, they're more distracted. So I don't think they're allowing their body to absorb what's happening.
Yes.
It depends.
Go ahead.
I
don't think I have anybody that is glued to their phone. I know I have a few clients that like, hey, if I get a phone, like I might get a phone call today or something, or if their phone goes off during a session, I'm like, hey, do you need that? But I don't think I have anyone that's glued, at least off the top of my head, that's like glued to their phone and they're on it 24/7 while they're in their session. Most people just put it to the side, and if they need it, if it goes off, I'm like, hey, do you need that? And they'll say yes or no.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kaleah, with what you're saying.
Oh, what was I saying?
Did you get it?
I just find it so interesting. Like our clients are so different as far as to like, I feel like, I don't know, just different groups gravitate to different people, right? Like, and it's just so interesting that your clients don't have that need to have your phone.
Yeah.
And just like, and what makes those clients want to see Rod and not me? Send them my way. Or maybe it's a Jacksonville thing.
Speaking of phones, how is your phone in your room?
What do you mean?
Is your phone on vibrate, on do not disturb? Is it not even in the office? Like,
usually when I'm with clients, I empty my pockets and put it somewhere in the room. Like if it goes off, I have a watch so I can see it.
Yep.
And usually if it's important, like if it's really important, I'm like, I'm really sorry, I need to take it or something. But that's because I tell all my clients, if I call and I don't, and if you call and I don't answer, and it's important and it's really important, call me right back, like the double call system, and then I'll answer. So everybody knows to do that if it's really important. And either I'll be like, hey, I'm with a client, I'll call you right back, or be like, hey, is this really quick? And I guess that could be a little disrespectful to my clients, but that's, everybody knows that it's the whole double call system. But usually it's to the side and there's no sound. No sound, or not even on vibrate.
Yeah, mine is on no sound, and I have my Apple Watch. So I'll just look at it. If someone's calling me, I'm like, everybody knows that if you call me and I don't answer, shoot me a text. Text is the best way to communicate with me because I have it on my watch, and I already have the preset responses on my watch. So I can easily be like, huh?
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, so like the first one on my watch is, hey, what's up? I'm with the client. Like, and as soon as someone's texting me, or if I'm trying to ignore their call, I just tap that. Like I don't even have to look at it. Like, I'm just like, bam, what's up? Like, and that way it's like, they don't even care. And the person on the table doesn't even notice because it's dim.
Yeah.
And I have like their leg over here, and I'm like,
Yeah. I got to figure out how to do that. That's smart.
Yeah, so I have that. And even my watch is on vibrate, like that way you can't hear it or anything.
Yeah.
And then all the applications and everything on my tablet are off. That way you don't get like a random notification during the Bluetooth or whatever.
Yeah. I pretty much, I don't ever take my phone into a session. It's always in the office, like in my bag. I'm also paranoid about like other noises outside of the session, right? And so I'm also like, it's completely on do not disturb or something, whatever that setting is. Yeah, so I just have like strong feelings about that too, because I've had sessions in the past where somebody will take a call and like book somebody like as I'm there, and it's just like it's a lot of time away from your client, as well as it just feels like a complete disconnect.
Yep.
And that's just where I'm at. But I feel like though there have been some people that with work, I think working from home has made it interesting too. Like somebody will take like an hour break, and they're like, I'm so sorry, like we're running a little bit over because it was a little bit late. And I appreciate that you're still working on me for this time, but I do need to like jump into this like conference call real quick or things like that. And to some extent, like I feel like at the end of the session, everybody's already calmed down. Their nervous system is used to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you get some cool results because they're also distracted. But it's almost like after you have that initial work to bring down that nervous system. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Anywho, if you had the ideal office, what would it be?
Who are you gonna ask first? Go, Rod.
Rod.
All right. So the ideal office. Honestly, I would have it like an athletic training room.
Yeah.
That'd probably be my ideal office. Like, I guess not really music blaring, but music going on, TVs everywhere, everybody talking to each other, kind of like a barbershop, like where everybody's talking to everybody. And I mean, I guess it's not great for like massage or whatnot, but like that, I don't do massage.
It could be. It could be, you know,
could be?
like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, as far as like, if you have enough distractions, right? Like you're in your own bubble.
Yeah. And like everybody's talking to each other, and it's just a good time. Like I could be talking to, let's say we have multiple people or multiple employees, and I could be talking to your patient, client, your client could be talking to my client, and it's just like a group interaction, just exactly like a barbershop. That would probably be my ideal atmosphere, at least.
I like it.
Yep, I like that too.
Do you have any stipulations on what you would not have in your
white noise? Sounds of waves.
Sounds of orcas.
Stipulations. I don't know. Can you give me an example? Like, what's something you wouldn't like?
Oh, something I don't like. So I really like, I think we've shown you a little bit of our office, but I like a cleaner look. I don't like when there's a lot of knickknacks and things.
Yeah, minimalistic.
Yeah. I like it to look clean. I like there to be purpose behind everything, right? Like I don't need extra little doodads just to make it seem more peaceful or calmer, you know.
Yeah.
All of the things.
No,
Personal
that makes sense. I'm the same way there. I have the same mentality there.
Yeah.
You don't have to have like ridiculous decorations and stuff.
Yep.
Like everything is there for a purpose. Like, of course, you you have to have a little bit of decoration and stuff like that, but it doesn't need to be everywhere. And yeah, stuff like that. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head though, as far as things I don't like.
You can see who the positive one of the group is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have a list, man. I have an essay.
An essay.
What about you, Anthony?
Well, I already started brainstorming since I want to build my studio, so you already know my list is like perfect. No, I'm just kidding. As soon as you walk in, everything is like concrete flooring, but like the glossy, so like an industrial kind of feel.
You said concrete what?
So like the polished.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it gives like that industrial vibe. And you walk in and it's like, you see like wood accents. There's like a coffee little stand on the left or the right, depending. But as soon as you walk in, there's like the front desk, the logo's there. And then there's going to be, depending on what side you're going, are you going to a recovery session? Then you go towards, let's just say like the left side. And you walk through this hallway and then there's like 3 treatment rooms all on the left side. Or are you going to a sports or whatever side? Then you can go on the right side. And then there's like the open gym with turf and equipment and mirrors and everything there. So it all depends on which side you're going. But there's this wood, like this wall that has the like the wood. I can't even think of the word right now.
Panels?
It's just like planks a little bit.
You know?
Yeah, kind of. But it's like, so it's like pillars, but they're really, really close together. That way you can still see through it, but it shows some kind of division between the two. Yeah. But it's like that way it separates like the treatment side from the sports side. Mm-hmm. And then in the rooms, it's going to be, as soon as you walk in, it's just the treatment table with like on the ceiling, it's going to be just like the light. So it's going to be like strip lights that I can control with dimming, and my logo's on top. Because of course, if you're looking up, I want you to see my logo. And there's nothing on the walls because the back wall is going to be one of those like push walls. So you push it and it's a cabinet that I open, and then I can take out all the stuff that I need for the session. That way it looks clean.
I like it.
Yup. And the tables are black.
You really thought this out.
Yeah, well, I'm already building it in my head. So my tables are black. My flooring is concrete with like a nice rug or something. And then the walls are like a wood kind of material. So I want like wood, green, black, concrete. Like that's the kind of vibe I want.
Question for you.
What's up?
Is your logo on the floor?
Yes.
It's everywhere, man.
It's everywhere.
You're going to walk into the bathroom. It's going to be on the mirror etched.
No, so like when you walk in,
question.
it's only on the gym side floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to walk on the logo? Or
yeah, I'm curious.
No, you got to walk around the logo, man.
No, because it's going to be in the middle of the whole like gym side. So you have to
it's going to be huge?
Yeah.
Like covering the, okay. I got
Not the entire thing, because I'm going to have turf and whatnot, but you know.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Like, I know in some sports and like some locker rooms, you have the logo on the floor, but you have to walk around the logo. Yeah. I always thought that was like that tradition was cool. So that's why.
It's cool, but I can always just resurface it. Like, I don't care. But yeah, it's going to be that kind of vibe. So, I don't know. It sounds like I need a lot of money to do it, so I might pick some pieces here and there. So we'll see.
It doesn't have to be all at once, though, right?
Oh, 100%. I don't need 3 treatment rooms. I could just have 2 treatment rooms and like a small gym site. You know what I mean? Like, just I want it as soon as I get this studio that I want. It's just go ahead and start giving it that characteristics, the vibe that I want all the studios to be like.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Are you looking?
I have looked at some areas.
Okay.
I was looking at some and I was like, all right, so it would cost me about this much, like just to get an idea of what area I want to look into. But I haven't been actively looking for a particular suite.
Okay.
I got to work on my budget right now first.
Gotcha. Me too.
I hate budget.
Always. I kind of feel like we all do have the same vibe. You're right, Ron. So I think we want a gym, as well as, yeah, similar. So we all really like that industrial vibe. I would be perfectly content with a warehouse.
Yep.
Yep.
I love like the big
We're all like, yep.
garage doors. Like, so kind of, well, so going to fascial stretch therapy training in Arizona, their institute there has basically this warehouse, and they have the garage style doors that open. I love that. You get the natural light, you get the breeze, all of the things, right? It's just a cool atmosphere, I think, to be in. So we'd love to have the gym there, especially for our members. I want to also include with like their gym, them being able to check out like a Theragun or something like that, like recovery tools that they can use on their own. They feel like they have access to it all of the time, is my ultimate goal. With that, I think, so similar to like treatments you do where people are still clothed, all of the things, right? I feel like you can have tables out there to do FST, you can do some massage, you can do cupping, you can do sports tape, all of the things, right? And I think that lends itself to more of, because one of my pet peeves with massage, which we've talked about, is that it feels like it almost has to be an experience to be good, right? But you can do good work and it still be in this open session. And some people are more comfortable with that. Like if you're out in the open with everybody, sometimes people are just more comfortable in that setting. But then also having some treatment rooms to be able to, for people that aren't comfortable in that setting.
Right,
have,
like a privacy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like going to a pool. It's having your own pool or a public pool, right? I do want plants, but I don't know how well the plants fit into the whole gym atmosphere. So there's that. Yeah, the lighting. The other part of me, I feel like there's two sides of me, and the other part of me is like, I want to be in a high rise. I want to be like up on like the 7th floor, have windows all around. That'll be my studio. That would be awesome.
Did you just say a high rise on the 7th floor? That's not a high rise. That's an apartment complex.
You know.
I like the windows concept, but that's not a high rise.
I know. You need
okay, so like
down here. Let me show you what the city looks like.
What's available here? Everything's smaller in the Midwest.
True.
Yeah, we have to be flatter to the earth. Tornadoes and things. Actually, I don't know if that's true, so don't quote me on that. I don't know if tornadoes are a factor. Anyways, but yeah, like somewhere up in a building would be awesome. Like I feel like the natural light's important to me.
Right.
But yeah.
So I have a question. What tips would you guys have for someone who's getting their first small little studio, whether it be they're renting in a gym, they're renting in a chiropractor's office, they open their own little suite? What tips would you guys have for someone looking into getting a studio? What are some things to go ahead and invest your money on? What's some things that can wait? What's top priority, least priority? You know, like we've all done it. So what kind of advice do you guys have for someone that's starting out?
I mean, I would say, I'm not there to where I have a studio at all, or I'm even working out of a studio. But a lot of these places that I've realized are, I'm not saying they're trying to rip you off or anything, but they want a lot from what you're making. Like the one gym I was thinking about working at wanted, let's say if I was making $50 a stretch, they wanted 20. And I was like, yeah, I don't, like at first I was like, oh, it's a good opportunity. And then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
So just go, like, just because it might be a great opportunity to grow your business doesn't mean it's a great opportunity for you. Just take your time and find something that where you fit, not somewhere, not just jump on the first opportunity that you get. And,
Right.
as far as equipment, start off with your essentials, get your table. Honestly, that's probably all you need. And then slowly build from there. Don't buy a whole bunch of stuff right off the bat, because a lot of the times you don't, like, I remember at the beginning I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a gun, I'm gonna get all these different things, Theragun, or not an actual gun.
Oh, Florida.
And I was like, I'm gonna get all these things, and like, cause I would have clients, but I'm gonna get like cupping and taping and all these things, and a lot of times clients are just like, I just want to stretch, man. That's it. And you have all these gadgets for no reason. Like, as you see the need for them, yeah, of course, grab them, but don't think that you need all these tools and bells and whistles just to start off. Just grab the essentials and go from there.
Yeah.
Agree.
Well, and I think too, when you're first starting out, the most important thing, right, is your knowledge, like what you can actually do, because I do think a lot of places that are more funded, we won't mention company names, are typically not seeking the right people, right? They have the money to put a lot of investment in their space, and then usually gyp their employees as far as how much they're paying them. So you get a different quality of service as well. So just starting out, knowing that your education, what you can actually bring to the table, is the most important thing. Of obviously your essentials, but like you said, like worrying about what you can do versus what necessarily your space looks like. Obviously keep it clean, obviously invest in cleaning supplies and that sort of thing to make sure that it's a welcoming space. It's not going to be any issues there. But, and then branding, right? Like make sure you have your marketing on point. I love Anthony's little banner back there. Stretch Plus.
I was like, what?
You're like, what? But I mean, it's a simple, it could be qualified as a decor type thing, but it's marketing, it's branding, it's all of the things that you need to solidify your business in people's mind.
What about you? As of yesterday, I went to Staples and I printed out this huge thing, this banner, poster, banner. And it's like my new, I have like pictures of what I do, my logo, times, like my hours that I work, contact information, and the QR code to scan to book an appointment, that I put at the door of my studio. Since I rent a space from a gym, people are walking by and it's like, oh, okay. Because I have like a huge stand-up one that just says everything that I do, but no photos, nothing too appealing. It's like when I first started. But now I did this to like add that extra enhancement in there. So definitely do something like that to like distinguish like that to your room. But yeah, definitely I would say just a good table. I got my table on Amazon for like $120 when I first started out. I didn't care. And it worked. Like it did the job, you know? I got my cupping set from Amazon when I first started. I didn't care either. Like stuff like that. Like you just have to put a little bit up front, and then slowly as the business starts growing, then you can add more stuff. But all you really need is just the essentials. Yeah, and your clients will tell you too, like they'll say something like, oh, we'll be really cute here or something like that. Or like when you're starting out, be transparent. Ask them like, oh, what's something that you would like to have in the studio? Like that would help you and stuff like that. And people are really cool with it. They're very honest. I have a shit ton of towels because towels are everything. And what I started doing, if you're at my studio, what I started doing is I have sheets on my bed, on the table. So I have this like a not too thick, but it's like some type of cover that I put over the table, and then I put a sheet over that, so it gives it like a nice cushiony. And then I put like a band around it to hold the sheet in place, and then I add the straps for stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm working on someone and I did like cupping or scraping or whatever, like on their back, on their legs, then that body part sticks to the table and it's really annoying. Yep. So if they have a sheet, it's not going to stick to the table. And it gives it like a nice cool vibe. It's sometimes like, I don't know, it's just weird. And it doesn't damage your table as much because putting those harsh chemicals, like, I still clean my table after each one, but sometimes like a cupping mark is left on the table that just doesn't come off, or there's scratches, or, you're just protecting your table a lot longer.
More wear and tear.
Yeah. So something like that. I got mine for like $3 at Target.
Yeah.
It was a killer deal. I was like, oh shit, I'll take 10.
You might also look, there's, we just recently, I think with COVID, we got vinyl covers, because you can do like a fleece. They have the fleece pads for tables, but then they have vinyl covers that you can put over it. So then you never have to take off that fleece pad. And you're still protecting your table, right? You can have a $10 vinyl thing, and then do whatever else you need to do.
Send me the link.
I will. Or Ryan will. Let me get to Amazon.
And then so I do cupping and scraping and all that fun stuff. So what I actually have is a little supply cart. It's 3-tier, black, super cute. On top, it's my cupping set. In the middle, it's like the oil, the biofreeze, the scraping, and then the silicone cups that I have as my backup ones. And then on the bottom, I just have extra towels. So that way, whenever I'm moving around the table, the cart comes with me. That way, it's just an easy transition. I just turn over, bam, bam, bam. Instead of having like a shelf on the wall or like a table in the corner, like you're not having to walk back and forth. Like it's all right there with you.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, and then I didn't even think about this. One of my friends does it. She has a small little stool with wheels that actually goes under the table. So if you're not using it, it's out of the way, out of sight. And if you need it, you just pull it out of the table.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I have an
necessary.
I'm like, okay, cool. Well, a little too late for me, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little stool is that little rolling stool is everything. Especially like when you have to like roll around. You don't really have to roll around the table, but like you're trying to do something where you're on your hands or your knees, being able to sit on that stool is a lot better.
I have a question for you guys, just because we had a personal trainer that we had hired. She's now working for another company. But with us getting our personal training and all of those certifications and kind of moving into that direction, as well as massage therapy and body work, with your guys's businesses both being kind of structured in that realm, what did you feel were like necessary equipment things that you bought immediately for exercising? I know you both kind of worked out of gyms, so you had access to a lot of equipment. But
I actually, since I have a room, and the gym is a gymnastics gym. It's not a gym. When I first started, it was a CrossFit gym. Now it's a gymnastics gym. So as soon as I moved over, I got bands, a TRX, an exercise ball, like the big ones that I actually hung on the top of the wall. That way it's out of the way. One kettlebell of 10 pounds, and then I got 3, 5, and 8 pound dumbbells.
Would that be what you recommend for? So we have all of the equipment because of her.
Nice.
Even though we're not using it now. But is that what you would recommend for somebody just starting out?
100%. And same thing. That way you could just kind of see what you need from there. I would even add a like an exercise mat. That way you could just have it, because sometimes if you're doing some stuff on the floor and whatnot, like they just like to have the cushion.
Yeah.
But honestly, with that alone is enough for you to get the business going from that point.
Yeah. So I have a story for you guys. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
The resistance bands are my biggest thing that I have, and I have I have a special kind for your legs also. But those are the two biggest things that I use. I have some other stuff, but I don't really use them. Those are the two main things that I use. And you don't even really need a lot. If you can figure out how to do anything with just or strengthen anything with just the resistance bands.
Oh yeah.
Then you'll be set that way.
Absolutely. I love it, especially when you're just starting out like that overhead, right? It's rough. I have a story for you guys.
Okay.
My husband asked for a medicine ball, or like a slam ball, so like something you can throw against walls or the floor, for his birthday. And this guy, he's always like, the more weight. And I was like, how much do you want? And he's like, I want a 35-pound slam ball. I'm like, that's intense. That's a lot. Yeah. Like, that's crazy, right?
Does he work out a lot or?
Somewhat, but I'm like, you definitely shouldn't be doing 35 pounds. Like, from little knowledge that I have, this is probably not the best thing for you. And so I got him the 35-pound slam ball. And the UPS driver left it at the bottom of my steep ass driveway. And I was like, you motherfucker. He was like, nah. So my neighbors are watching me as I haul this stupid ass medicine ball up my driveway.
Oh, my goodness.
Ryan, I've worked out enough for this week.
That was today?
That was a couple months ago. But, I have to live with my shame for a while.
Well, that's why you're moving, right? You
Yes.
can't live with the shame.
That's right.
Has he used the ball at all?
No. God, no.
Of course not.
You know what I have to do? Move it around to clean all the fucking time. Like, I'm like, don't mind me picking up this damn thing.
Honestly, like a 15 or 20-pound medicine ball, that's more than enough.
Yeah.
Well, and I think he has a 45-pound and a 55-pound dumbbell. And I'm like, dude, like, I have to move these things again to clean. Like, I don't know why you're doing this to me. But yeah, next year, I'm going to buy him some personal training.
There you go.
Lord.
Then he can figure out what he actually needs.
Yeah.
But that's the whole story. Well, I feel like we can all have an office together.
Yeah.
Pretty similar taste.
I said we
feel
all
like
to Florida.
No.
Stop hating.
So close.
Listen, Florida is awesome. I know we have some crazy people, but they usually come from the north. And by north, I mean everybody not in Florida.
I feel like we should all go to Jacksonville, Wyoming. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, so the Tetons, though, and like it's an hour from Yellowstone. Billionaires live there, millionaires live there. Sandra Bullock has a house there. I'm pretty sure. It might be somebody else. This is where like Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom vacation, right? And so
really
have our little warehouse there. It's gorgeous. I'm going to show you pictures. I'm like, how can I screen share this moment? Here we go. But it is definitely an option. We can make good money and have our...
They have a beach.
You and that heat, man.
I don't like the heat.
I need a beach.
Just hop on a plane.
You better every weekend hop on a plane, huh?
Do you even go to the beach often?
I go to the beach at least 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very jealous.
I live right next to it.
Very jealous.
Yeah. I'm telling you, come
I
to Florida.
love the beach. I only go to the beach when I go to Florida.
Well, how far of a drive is the closest beach to you?
4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah, it's Savannah.
Oh, okay. That's not far. I'm actually going to Savannah this weekend.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing to do there.
What are you talking about? There's plenty to do there.
Oh,
It's only 2 hours away from me.
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah. Kaleah, you need to come to this side.
So I like the West Coast.
You're not even in the West Coast.
I know, you're not even in the West Coast.
You're the Midwest. Nobody likes the Midwest.
I know. No, like Northern California. How does that sound? Like, I feel like it's beautiful. They have beach.
I'll be okay with that.
They have.
If money was not an issue, yes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Same with Jackson.
Because California is very expensive.
Yeah, well, if we buy land and build our own shit.
Okay, now you're going extra. Are you going to show us this photo?
I can't screen share.
What? Oh, it might be because I'm recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can look up the Tetons if you want and screen share.
Let me see.
What exactly is the Tetons?
The Tetons are a mountain range, and it's beautiful. Like, yeah, one of the most beautiful places, I think, in the U.S. It's gorgeous. There's two ski resorts there in the town. So you have a lot of skiers, snowboarders, all of the things, right? All the winter sports. You have Yellowstone, so you have a ton of wildlife. You'll have like moose walking through the town.
What?
It's super cool.
Okay, let's see if I can do it.
Go, Anthony, go. Be awesome. Yeah, it was amazing. It was really amazing.
Okay, let's see if I can do this.
Whoa.
Can you see it?
Ooh, yep.
Oh,
Is it?
that is real nice.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
I don't see our potential clients, so like.
Yes, this is the view.
Oh, look, there she is.
Also,
so pretty.
That's
a lot of snow, and I don't do the cold.
Yeah, but like there's hiking and there's climbing, there's rafting in the summer.
Why don't we have, all right, I got this. We can be snowbirds and do 2 locations.
I feel good about it.
Area and 6 months in another area.
I feel good, yeah. What, are we thinking San Diego then?
San Diego's a good place.
I love that city.
Me too.
Unfortunately, all their sports teams left, but
I know. We're going to bring them back just for the body work.
All right, you see me again, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I've never done that.
Aw, us with our little podcast figuring out Zoom.
Oh, you know, we're just figuring shit out as we go.
Is there anything you want to tell clients about picking out their therapist and their space, I guess, because every therapist has a different vibe, a different space, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say about that to people?
I would definitely say just someone that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
They're, you know, if you're looking for someone who has cleanliness and their vibe is kind of what you want, then yeah, match the place with the person, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to settle for anyone. It's your sessions. You're the one that's paying for them, and it's your recovery. So I would definitely just say, you know, find your therapist.
Yeah, find someone that matches your personality. Not, you don't have to go with the whole Like, let's say, for example, you are not into energy, or you're not into the spiritual aspect and stuff like that. Don't go to a Reiki master or something.
Right.
Right.
Go to someone. Maybe you're into sports and you want more of that sports. Like I was saying earlier, that training room feel vibe. Go to that person. You don't have to go to the whole, like, I mean, and there's people that are a mixture of both. So like, just find someone that fits what you want in your personality. Don't settle.
Right. 100% agree.
I am that person that if somebody brings out a singing bowl, you know, one of those little tap the thing, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. That's the most judgmental. But I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm definitely on that same page with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you serious? What I just get myself into?
Yeah. So I hope Ryan's in-laws don't listen to this podcast. But they bought him a singing bowl from Thailand, specifically from Thailand. And so he brought it in the other day because he's like, I don't want this in my house. Like, we need to find a place for it. And I was like, here? You want it here? And he was like, yeah, just find a place for it. So I stuck it in his room, and he comes out of the session. He's like, what the fuck is this? So now it's a bowl that holds our stickers.
Oh my God.
There you go. Well, see, you found the use for it.
Yeah, it works. I would say to everybody, find a small business. You'll typically find somebody who is better trained and knows their stuff more. They've invested a lot into their business and their work. I will say with that, they may be just starting out. And so you may have some of those less nice amenities, right? Or they may not look as polished. And that's a judgment for you to make, but always find somebody that has a small business. Be supportive of that.
Yep.
And
For local small businesses.
Yes.
Us included.
Yeah.
We're a little biased, but it's fine.
No, you have to support small local businesses. You have to, you know.
Support the local.
Yes, 100%. I am tired, y'all. I didn't get any sleep last night.
Yeah, you should get on that. We'll we'll leave you alone.
Nah, it's fine. Oh. Well, today was a great episode, guys. It was fun. Too bad that Ryan, we haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Come on, y'all.
I know.
Well, we haven't seen him in 2 podcast weeks, but it's been a total of, 4 weeks now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was vacationing at Disney World.
He was on, no, so then it's been 5 weeks because he was on vacation, then I was on vacation, and then I was on vacation, and then he was off, and then now today he's off.
For shame. It's fine. Our little group dedicated and trudging forward without all of the commitment and supportiveness from our entire group. It's fine.
He just needs to get his shit together. Hurry up.
I laughed when you sent that in the text. Get your shit together. Oh man, but let's definitely pull all of our good energies to him because he sounded like he was stressed.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that bathroom did the bathroom
Nope. No. So basically what happened is,
or is it on its way?
We don't know. So basically there's this area in the bathroom. They measured everything out. Everything was perfectly situated. They had bought 2 vanities. One fit in perfectly. The other, the wall is warped a little bit. So it fits in some spots and then it doesn't fit in others. And so he was like, well, we could just take out a little bit of the wall, caulk it, make it look nice. It'll be fine. And his wife was like, nope, we're not doing that. Well, then he was like, well, we could get a smaller vanity and then do some custom shelves beside it. It would look real cute. It'd be fine. It wouldn't affect the resale value, all the things. Well, his in-laws, who basically have the house, they came over and they were like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to build a custom vanity that's going to fit into this spot perfectly. And he's like, great, that's on you. You do that. But now they have a torn apart bathroom that's still torn apart.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it's super fun, but one day they'll get it figured out.
Oh, man. Well, today was fun, guys. It was nice seeing you guys. And next week, let's see what crazy topics we come up with.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah,
it's like a mystery flavor.
For you listeners, if there's anything you want to hear or anything you want us to talk about, go ahead and comment. Also, like and subscribe.
Yay, there you go.
So professional.
Let us know what you want to hear, and maybe we'll go ahead and throw it in next week or the week after.
Or the week after that. Awesome.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right,
bye.